What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over broad match keywords a little bit, and specifically what I want to go over is sometimes you may get a notification that's giving you some different recommendations for your campaigns, and one of them may have to do with broad match keywords, and specifically telling you to improve your campaign performance by using broad match keywords. So if we come over here to our optimization score and we click here for our search campaign, one of the recommendations that you may see a lot if you're not targeting a lot of broad match keywords in your campaign is to upgrade your existing keywords to broad match. So essentially this video is going to go over, should you upgrade your existing keywords to broad match? And truly, I don't know if upgrade is the right word to use here for every single advertiser. So if we click on view recommendation, it's saying get more conversions at a similar or better ROI by expanding the reach of our smart bidding campaigns. Recommended because using broad match versions of your keywords in these campaigns can efficiently grow your conversions within your performance targets. So if I click on view recommendation, it's going to show me the example keywords to change from a phrase match keyword into a broad match keyword. So if we click on plus all these different keywords, these are keywords that I'm targeting right now, and these are all phrase match keywords. So they're telling me to apply this so that we're changing these phrase match keywords into broad match keywords into my campaign. So I recently went over the search terms report with different keyword match types. So in the video, what I went over was some of the different search keywords that we're targeting. For example, I'm going to open up my farmhouse curtains phrase match ad group. And I specifically did a broad match ad group as well, just to show the difference in the types of search terms you're going to see. So we're looking at all-time results for this phrase match ad group. I have over 26,000 impressions, so there's been plenty of search terms that have actually given me ad impressions. So if we come into my search terms report, we're looking at all-time data for this ad group. And what you're going to see is, for the most part, the keyword that people are typing in is farmhouse curtains. People may be looking for curtains for a specific room, curtains and drapes, ideas, style curtains, modern farmhouse curtains. So when I look at all of these keywords, by just targeting one phrase match keyword in my ad group, you can see I'm getting very relevant search results. And the clicks and impressions that are being driven by these search results are all very relevant. So some of the things that I like to look at is the click-through rate for some of these different keywords, because if you're seeing a really low click-through rate, that may mean that whatever search term is triggering your advertisements may just be not what somebody's looking for at all. In this case, our click-through rate is very strong for these different keywords, so we're not seeing really any major issues here. And then the other thing I like to look at is my conversions, my conversion rate, cost per conversion for some of these different keywords. It can be difficult as you get further and further down here. If you don't have a ton of data, if you only driven 6, 4, 2 clicks, then it can be much more difficult to see if that's a good keyword for you. But what I will say is, if you're targeting phrase match keywords, you're going to see very, very relevant keywords in your search terms report. So the things that people are actually typing in before they do their search in Google, these are very relevant keywords that I want to target all of these different keywords in my campaign. Specifically in this ad group, I want them to see my advertisement geared completely towards farmhouse curtains. And when they go to my landing page, it's a page with a ton of different farmhouse curtains for sale. So when we're looking at different keyword match types and we're looking to upgrade to broad match keywords, we have to understand what upgrade means from Google's eyes. So what Google is saying, if we open up our ad groups here, is that we can actually see better performance by targeting a broad match version of our keywords versus a phrase match version of our keywords. Now, if we just look at the data that I have, so I spent $440 for this phrase match ad group. I spent $77 for this broad match ad group. They're very similar. The only difference is the keyword match type. If we're just looking at cost per conversion data, this is $1.53 per conversion. This is $5.18 per conversion. And clearly, this is my worst performing ad group, is the broad match ad group. So what I will tell you is, if you're running a massive campaign, let's say your budget isn't $15 a day, let's say your budget is $1,000 a day, you may want to try to target broad match keywords and test, but you just need to understand it's going to decrease your performance when you first target broad match keywords, just like this. So with broad match keywords, what you can try to do, we targeting just this one broad match keyword, that's all you're going to need. It will match plenty of search terms with just this one keyword. What you can do is go into your search terms report frequently and make sure that you have relevant keywords in here. Now, as we scroll down here, one of the things you're going to see is we have a ton of different keywords here that drive 1, 2, 3 impressions. There's all sorts of different keywords in here. So 577 different search terms have triggered my advertisements. And if we look at some of these different ideas, Joanna Gaines curtains, log cabin curtains, magnolia curtains, come up a little bit. So we have farmhouse fabric, we have farmhouse shades, we have farmers market curtains, we have a bunch of different long tail keywords here, not as worried about that. Country village shop. So there's a lot of keywords in here that have nothing to do with curtains. Country village shop to me has nothing to do with farmhouse curtains. So to me, I don't think you ever upgrade to broad match keywords. I think they are a strategy for large advertisers who are willing to test, who are looking for more volume, who don't really have a huge issue if their cost per conversion suffers in the short term, so they can test more in the long term. So if you're getting an optimization tip for your search campaign, for most advertisers, I would not, and quote unquote, upgrade to broad match keywords. I would continue using phrase and exact match keywords just because you see much better search terms in your search terms report from exact match and phrase match keywords. So even if we go into another ad group here, and let's just do a completely different category, let's go with farmhouse comforters here. So we have 93 clicks. We've spent $28 on this ad group. So if we look at farmhouse comforters, we're targeting 4 different keywords here. Now, truthfully, if you're targeting phrase match keywords, I'm going to create a separate video about this topic as well, but if you're targeting phrase match keywords, you can use single keyword ad groups. This specific keyword here, this phrase match keyword of farmhouse comforters, will match plenty of search terms for you. But if we come into the search terms report, we're targeting 4 keywords here, and we look at these search terms and we're looking at total impressions, you can see all of these search terms are very relevant. Even as we come down to the bottom of the list down here, king bedding sets farmhouse, farmhouse queen size comforter sets, farmhouse comforter sets king. The only thing you really need to pay attention to is if you're targeting keywords like farmhouse bedding, maybe you're targeting keywords like farmhouse quilts, farmhouse duvet covers. If you're targeting some of these different keywords in different ad groups, then what you may want to do is look at ad group negative keywords. So you might want to add bedding as a negative keyword to this ad group. So if people are actually searching for farmhouse bedding, then they're getting your farmhouse bedding ad. Now, to me, it's not a huge deal with that because you're still sending people relevant advertisements, even if it's a comforter or a quilt. But people who are looking for farmhouse comforters, they may have no interest in buying a farmhouse quilt. So the one thing I will say is if you are targeting phrase match keywords like this, it's going to match with a lot of different keywords. So what you may want to do, and when I say keywords, I really mean it's going to match with a lot of different search terms. What you may want to do is just make sure when you're looking through your search campaign and you're looking at some of your different ad groups in your search campaign, for example, I have quilts up here, I have a bedding up here, I have comforters right here. If we come down, I have duvet covers down here, I have blankets. You may just want to use some ad group level negative keywords and just add the phrase negative comforters in the duvet cover ad group. Add the phrase match negative comforters in the farmhouse quilts ad group to make sure that your search terms are going into the right targeted keywords, just to make sure you're really getting a good quality score with the overall relevance of your campaign. You want to make sure that the people's search terms are matching your keywords, which gives them the right advertisements, the right landing pages at the right time. So that's ultimately what we're trying to do. Now we look at our optimization score here, and they start giving us some different ideas as far as upgrading to broad match keywords. Just understand Google Ads wants us to upgrade. We come over here to recommendations. Google Ads wants us to upgrade because that means they're able to show us in more searches, and ultimately it creates more competition among the advertisers. So if you're seeing this upgrade existing keywords to broad match, unless you're in a position where you really want to test and you're not worried about losing some performance in the short term, then what you may want to do is just come here, dismiss this, and just give whatever reason you want. I'll just click on other, dismiss all, just dismiss that from your recommendations. Truthfully, I wish they didn't give that as a recommendation to advertisers. I just think broad match keywords tend to match so many irrelevant searches, and I'd rather keep my campaign as focused, as relevant, as targeted as possible. So if you are seeing to upgrade to broad match keywords, what you may want to do is just forget that recommendation, dismiss it, and just keep targeting your phrase match or exact match keywords because they're going to give you better results, in my opinion, in my experience. So thank you for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.